There comes a moment, usually in the stillness after the storm has passed, when the tears have dried and the silence is deafening, that you find yourself asking a terrifying question: was any of it real? And the deeper you go, the darker it gets. Because love, true love, doesn't leave you shattered. Love doesn't feel like emotional whiplash. Love doesn't drain the life out of you, but a narcissist? Oh, they feed on it. Today, we're going to talk about something many women never knew they were until it was over. Something that will make you revisit every moment with new eyes. It's called narcissistic supply. And if you've ever felt like a placeholder in someone else's story, if you gave until you broke, if your soul was their sustenance, you need to hear this. It always begins like a dream. The intensity, the attention, the feeling that you've finally been seen, not just noticed, but chosen. They mirrored your dreams, reflected your light. They became what you needed, until they didn't. This is how narcissistic supply starts. You're not just a partner to a narcissist. You are fuel, the spotlight they crave, the admiration they demand. You become their source of energy. Your joy, your pain, your attention, all of it is food for their ego. They chase validation the way a drowning man gasps for air. And in you, they see something worth devouring. But the truth is, what they give you in the beginning isn't love, it's bait. In the early days, you feel like the main character in a romance novel. They call constantly, compliment endlessly, they want to know everything. You think, finally, someone who sees me. But it's not you they see. It's a version they created. To use. You became a mirror, reflecting back their greatness. You were the audience to their performance, a living, breathing trophy. And every smile you gave, every time you lit up when they walked in, they drank that in like wine. They needed you. But not in the way love needs. They needed your glow, because without it, they are empty. And then, the shift. The turning point you couldn't explain, where the same person who once couldn't get enough of you now seems annoyed by your presence, dismissive, cold, and you blame yourself. You try harder, love more, be more understanding. But what you didn't realize was this. The moment you stopped being a shiny new toy, the moment your adoration felt guaranteed, they got bored. Because narcissistic supply isn't about connection, it's about consumption. You were no longer a challenge, you were a possession. And they started looking elsewhere, for a new high. This is the most confusing part, because the love bombing turns into criticism. The sweetness into sarcasm, the tenderness into rage, or, worse, indifference. Suddenly nothing you do is good enough. They rewrite history, accuse you, blame you, gaslight you into questioning reality. Because now, you're not just supply, you're also a threat. Your tears hold power, your strength threatens their control. They chip away at your self-worth, until you start to wonder if maybe you were the problem. But deep down, you know you're shrinking. And that's exactly how they like it. And just like that, they leave. Not always physically. Sometimes they're still in the house, but they're gone. Emotionally, mentally. You don't matter anymore. Or worse, they replace you. So fast it makes your head spin. That's the discard phase, when the narcissist has drained all they can, and now they're off to find a new source of supply. You were never the destination. You were the gas station on their journey. Useful, convenient, temporary, and it breaks you. Even after they leave, their presence lingers. You replay every word, question every moment. You wonder if they ever loved you. You wonder if you imagined the whole thing. That's the haunting. Because when someone uses you as supply, they leave behind emotional wreckage that feels like your fault. But let me tell you something clearly. Their dysfunction is not your reflection. Their emptiness is not yours to fill. Their inability to love was never your failure. You were not crazy. You were not weak. You were targeted because of your light, because of your empathy, because you were capable of loving deeply. You weren't too much. You were never not enough. You were exactly what they needed, to feel powerful. But now, you get to reclaim that power. You get to write a new story, one where your worth isn't dependent on someone else's hunger. You were not the narcissist's supply. You were someone's daughter, someone's friend, a soul full of love. And it's time you remembered who the heck you are. If you're watching this and realizing you were the supply, don't let shame take root. Let truth set you free. They needed you to survive, but you never needed them to shine. If this message spoke to something deep inside you, if you saw yourself in these words, you're not alone, you're not broken, you're becoming, so do this. Like this video if it helped you breathe a little easier. Subscribe if you're on your healing journey and need more reminders of your worth. And share this with another woman who needs to remember she's not crazy. She's just waking up. We're building something here, a safe space, a soft place to land, and you are a part of it. Thanks for watching.